I'm going to be working on a gallery wall to go up our steps. This is something I have been wanting to do forever. I've been putting it off for reasons of indecision and an overload of options. I've thought about just getting a bunch of different vintage frames, and with 7 kids in tow, I have not gotten around to the antique shops that I wanted to make that happen. I've wondered what pictures to put in it, and I'm finally done doing all of that, second guessing, and just get something up there, and I can alter it as needed. I could swap in maybe like a vintage frame here and there throughout. But for now, I'm just going with some black gallery frames, so they have a large mat. I printed off a bunch of different family photos in 8x10, 5x7, 4x6, some horizontal, some vertical. This is where I was wondering, where do I even start? Do I print off the pictures first? Do I get the frames first? So again, I am just starting. I got some 5x7s, so I'm gonna start adding photos, piecing this thing together, and hopefully it turns out, even though it hasn't been 100% pre-planned. All right, so I thought of a bunch of different ways that we could do this. I had a whole bunch of different ideas, and I thought there probably has to be a better way to lay this all out without all of the different ways that we thought about putting it up before hanging it. And then I just Googled it, and someone traced the frames onto paper and taped them up, which is genius. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm gonna trace all of these and then tape it all up, and then we will start hanging from there. All right, I have been way overthinking this. I had it how I thought it looked good the first time. Then I thought it was too symmetrical and stair steps, so I started switching out the 5x7 frames for some of the 8x10s, because at first I just did it very symmetrical where I did horizontal 8x10, vertical, horizontal, vertical, all the way up. Now I'm trying to mix it in a little bit more so with other frames so it's not so exact. I see one more thing I want to switch and then I think we're going to be ready to hang. I think I might be finally done overthinking this thing. I've moved everything around like 10 times. And maybe we're just gonna have to go for it. I think this is what we're going for. There's a few spots where I feel like we could use another frame. Now this could be where I could mix in some antique frames or just add another of the same. So going up the steps, I kind of feel like this spot could use another 4x6, probably just of the black. And then I don't know, I might observe it more later and come up with something. But for now, with the frames I have 12 frames, a mixture of different sizes. I think this will at least be a good start. Hey Daniel, not the floor.
Mommy. Mommy.
Are you gonna hammer?
No, you.
He goes,
Okay.
it's your daddy, he needs it. You don't want to give it to him? Maybe you could have it after Daddy uses it.
In about a year.
There you go. Oh nope, you changed his mind.
Hey. Ready?
Come on, Dan. Should we try it and then rip it down after that?
Yeah. Oh, the paper?
Yeah. Are you gonna hang pictures? All right, we were able to complete our gallery wall stair project. To share a few tips for you if you want to create a project like this, I highly recommend tracing out the frames that you plan to use on paper and taping them up. That was a game changer for sure. Also, I decided that it would definitely be smart to order the photos after the frames. I wasn't sure which way made the most sense, but there were several times where I thought that we would use a horizontal frame and then we ended up using vertical. So I actually have to swap out a few photos because I put in the wrong one. So get it all up there, then order the photos. That kind of seems obvious now, but I hadn't thought of it at first. In our home, I wanted this to be a pretty subtle thing. I wasn't sure how it would look, if it would look kind of cluttered, if we had a whole bunch of different frames, especially because we have such a large staircase. So it would have had to be quite a bit to make the space look proportional, but yet there would be so many different frames. So I like what we went with here in a nice minimal aesthetic. Now that they're up, it'll be really easy to swap out the pictures as we get different family pictures. I could always switch to color if I wanted to. For now, the black and white really unifies a whole bunch of different photo sessions. These are all different colors, different places. If we got something where you got photos from the same event, it might be cool to do color. But here's what we came up with and I'm really happy with it. There's also a corresponding blog post on this, so if you want more details on how we did this and links to the frames that we used, plus just more pictures of the completed project, I will leave that link down in the description box below. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I share videos on making this 1860s farmhouse a home. We've been here for 3 years now, which seems crazy. I also share videos on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.